dug by Krishna when the gopis got very upset that he had killed a bull. And a bull, you're not supposed to kill a bull or a cow. And so the gopis said, we won't touch you, go near you, until you actually bathe in all the holy places. Krishna didn't want to leave Vrindavan, so he called all the personified holy places after he dug the Shamakund out, and they formed the Shamakund.
Krishna, yeah. Krishna, yeah. Krishna, yeah. Krishna, yeah.
Well, the original Shamakund is actually much smaller than this. All right, so this is a famous tree here. This is called a pilu tree. And this pilu tree is an incarnation of a Brahmana from Varanasi. This Brahmana from Varanasi wanted to serve Krishna and the gopis. So he took birth a little more than 5,000 years ago to serve Krishna and the gopis. And the gopis used to put their garments, when they went bathing in the Shamakund, on top of the pilu tree. And so this pilu tree was able to observe all of Radha and Krishna's pastimes in this area. Later on, when Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur came here and resided on the banks of the Shamakund, he was able to communicate with this pilu tree, and the pilu tree told him what the pilu tree, he or she, whatever it's a he or she pilu tree, had seen. And so many of the stories that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions in his various writings were recited by this pilu tree, who was a Brahmana originally from Varanasi. So we should take darshan of the pilu tree. If any of you want, there's leaves that are falling on the ground. Don't take anything from the pilu tree directly, but if there's leaves on the ground or some pieces on the ground, like here, that's on the ground. Not from the tree. Don't ever take from the tree, because this is a great devotee. But these pieces of the pilu tree can be worshipped. This area is also being cleansed by Mayapur and Champaka. But not the trust is actually cleansing this whole area, and that's why it's so clean now. So the Shamakund, as you see here, is shaped very irregularly. The reason it is shaped irregularly is that Raghunath Das Goswami had a dream while they were excavating Shamakund, and in that dream the 5 Pandavas appeared to him and said that we are living on the banks of the Shamakund, so please don't cut us down, cut around us. And so 2 of the trees are still here today. This is the Bhima tree, not this here, but this tree here. The Bhima tree is actually mostly dead. That's the Bhima tree. See the tree there? That's the Bhima tree. This one right here. The other is bougainvillea. So you can get strength. If you go to Bhima and you ask him for strength, you become strong like the wind god. And nobody can defeat you.
So good for flu.
Good for the flu. Bhima never got
Cocoa and
You got all these guards here. And some of them have children. They get angry if I go near their children. But the Arjuna tree, actually you can see it from here. Sorry. That's the Arjuna tree there. The Arjuna tree also left his body. And those are the only 2 of the original Pandava trees that are left. And I think both of them are pretty much gone. at this particular point. If you go, careful of the monkeys. You're very close to a monkey.
He can take your phone.
He can take your phone, your charter, your wife, everything. This is the Bhajan Kutir of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is known as the Rasacharya. He wrote many wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna's activities. And as I mentioned before, he communicated with the Pilu tree, which is on the banks of the Shamakund, which we saw a second ago. And the Pilu tree told him all about these pastimes, so he resided here and chanted the holy names of Krishna. Okay. Here we see the Bhajan Kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami did not want to have a Bhajan Kutir. He was so humble. So he just chanted on the banks of the Radha Kunda and the Shamakund. However, two things happened. One time Sanatana Goswami saw that tigers were coming and circumambulating or circling around Raghunath Das Goswami, but he also saw that Krishna was standing there with a stick to protect Raghunath Das Goswami. So he said, you better build a kutir. But Raghunath Das Goswami still didn't want to build a kutir. So then shortly thereafter, it was very hot, and Raghunath Das Goswami was chanting out here. And Sanatana Goswami came, and he saw that Srimati Radharani was holding her cloth over Raghunath Das Goswami's head to shield him from the sun. And Sanatana Goswami at that point said, now you have to build a kutir. So he built a little kutir at this particular spot. If you look closely, you come in here, you see this picture. You'll see the tigers, Krishna, and of course Srimati Radharani holding the cloth over Raghunath Das Goswami. Careful of the mother. The mother has horns.
Pa nema ići kod mame bez mene, jer mama ima rogove.
Okay. Yeah, the Indian cows have hump. That means they're very auspicious. What they describe is very interesting. There's an Indian superstition that the Indian cows have a hump. Many of the breeds of Indian cows have humps. And they say that in this way they absorb the energy from the sun, and their milk is healthier. Did you ever hear that before? Has anyone heard that before?
No.
Yeah, it's like a receiver. They say the Indian cow milk, it's called the Deshi cows, the original native cows, their milk is healthier because of the hump, which absorbs the energy from the sun. So this is the temple of Gangamata Goswamini, who was another great acharya, lady acharya in our sampradaya. This, of course, is the Bhajan Kutir of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami had great faith in Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, but his brother did not have faith in Lord Nityananda. So what happened eventually is this one devotee who was a devotee of Lord Nityananda was visiting his home. His name was Mini Ketana Ramdas, and he wasn't so well treated by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in his dream at night, was told by Lord Balaram to leave home and go to Vrindavan, even though he was like 80-something years old. So at 80-something years old, and he describes practically his eyesight was failing and so many problems were there in his body, he came to Vrindavan and associated closely with Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami was able to relate to him many of the later pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because the Goswamis of Vrindavan engaged Raghunath Das Goswami in telling the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Raghunath Das Goswami remained with Lord Chaitanya more than any of the other Goswamis of Vrindavan. And Raghunath Das Goswami was going to commit suicide after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world by jumping from Govardhan Hill. However, the devotees thought if we keep him reciting the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, then he won't commit suicide. So for many years, every day he was reciting the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami heard these pastimes and compiled these pastimes and the philosophy of Krishna consciousness and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings into the most erudite fashion, which is the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he composed the Chaitanya Charitamrita right here at this particular spot. So you could all take darshan of his room, and you should give something. Everybody should give something here, because this devotee is very dedicated. He's here 365 days a year, all day, all night long, taking care of this. These are the Samatis, Pushpa Samatis, of 4 great personalities: Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and some of their disciples. But more important is the room of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is his bed, and this is his cane. Let's see if we can get the cane out. This is the bed, and it's interesting that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur put a toilet over there. The reason is he wanted to show that modern sanitation should be used in the Radha Kunda area, because people generally they're going to the bathroom in the fields. But he understood, using Yukta Vairagya, that there's many aspects of modern civilization that can be utilized in Krishna's service. Not because 1,000 or 2,000 years ago, as there weren't toilets, we shouldn't use toilets now. So this is the first toilet that ever came to Radha Kund. So therefore he put that there to show people how they should observe modern sanitary procedures.
Maharaj, one thing I would want to tell about this place.
Yeah, you have a nice story about it.
Come everyone in the hall. Yeah, first let me please come everyone inside. No, not. I don't need this.
We need.
You need?
We need for our
We want to hear
for the West.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna. Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Maharaj, please say that don't take my picture.
Yeah, take his picture.
Maharaj, I request. I can.
No, they want to see your
devotees
picture.
on the
They want to
West.
see your picture.
They want to inspire devotees to
That's
come
all right.
to
He'll listen.
Please.
He's humble sometimes.
Not every time.
Not every time. Most of the time he's proud, but sometimes humble.
This is not actually bed of Prabhupada. This is swimming jhula of Prabhupada. You see the 4 hooks are here. This is 4 side, 4 hooks are here. Please come everyone outside.
Yeah, he would swing out there.
Come everyone. These 4 hooks are here. This is the not actually bed of Prabhupada. Prabhupada was not used to sleep on that bed. Prabhupada is swimming here like this. That time Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. This wall was not here. This was totally hall. And Prabhupada is giving lecture to his disciples. And one of them, disciple is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is also sitting in front of his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gave him order right at this place that in future, please you publish the books. And if you got some money, So spread the Krishna consciousness everywhere in the world. This order he got from here only. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada got order from his Guru right at this place. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote 3 bhajan over here. The very first Viva Vari Shisha Aloka Pravesha, this Mangala Arati you lead in your temple. Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote over right at this place. There was deep hole 8 or 10 feet inside. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to sitting at that hole in little cave. It was actually little cave, very small, or we can say very small ditch. I saw that ditch. The time when we were putting the floor on this ditch, I saw that 8 or 10 feet ditch is there. So I asked the Gopinath and I asked the other devotees. So they told me that Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he made the small grass on the land, Maharaj, and inside the ditch was there. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to sit in this ditch. And the second bhajan he wrote, Radha Kunda Parikrama, Govardhan Parvat Jamna Tire, Kushum Sarovar Mansi Ganga, Vipul Vanshi Baji Taranga. And the third was Yashomati Nandan Natwar Nagar Gokul Ranjan Kana. These 3 bhajan he wrote at right this place. And later on he gave order to his son Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. He was the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He gave the order to his son, then please don't go for any brick or cement work over here, because these branches and bushes are not simply branches and bushes. This is all in the form of Sakhi and Manjaris. So please you don't cut them. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati waited so long. So one day he saw in the dream that someone is saying that these branches and bushes will give you the way, then you can make your bhajan kutir. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur made all these rooms which you are looking. So you see this all height of this door are more than 7 feet, because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada was very tall. This picture you are looking, he is doing Chaturmas over here on this swimming and giving lectures to his disciples. Please hold it.
Yes, sir.
Is actually being taken care of by Padma Incorporated. By Padma, in other words, Champaka Lata and Mayapur Chandra are heading up the cleansing of this kund and this whole area. Generally, this whole area before was filled with garbage, and now it's a very beautiful place. There's no, they repainted the picture back there, and they've renovated this whole place. That water is coming from inside. There's a pump right down there. It's recirculating. What we'd like to do is open up the gate there so we get the water from Mohan Kund to come in. But somehow there was This is the second Radha Damodar temple, Jiva Goswami's temple. It's composed with Pratibhu deities of Radha Damodar from Vrindavan.
This is his bhajan.
Okay, but they're having a class there, so we don't want to disturb with their class right now. Radha Damodar ki jai. This is Madhavendra Puri's Bhajan Kutir and bathing place. He would bathe at the Radha Kund. So Madhavendra Puri, of course, is the spiritual master. Ishwara Puri, who was the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Madhavendra Puri was leaving this world, he was showing the signs of intense separation from Radha and Krishna. He was crying out, "Oh my Lord, I have not reached Mathura." And one of his disciples attempted to preach Mayavadi philosophy to him. That was Ramchandra Puri. He said, "Why don't you just think about Brahman?" So what he said at that point to his disciple is, "Get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you ever again." And that disciple became a great offender to the Vaishnavas and especially to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Ishwara Puri took care of Madhavendra Puri in the last days, and Ishwara Puri got the blessings of his spiritual master to be the guru of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that shows that if you serve the spiritual master nicely, you get to be, I'd not say the guru of God, but you get a very exalted position. Nobody wants to become the guru of God. I certainly wouldn't. So Madhavendra Puri, he also discovered Gopal at Govardhan Hill. There's this place called the Gopal Prakat Stali where he discovered Gopal. And then he installed Gopal on top of the hill. And then also, Lord Gopinath stole sweet rice for him. So he's such a great devotee that the Lord himself stole sweet rice from the pujari, kept it under his skirt, and that was given to Madhavendra Puri. And there's this whole pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about this. So this is Madhavendra Puri's sitting place at Radhakund Shamakund area. Hare Krishna. It's the Gopi Kupur. This is the well that Raghunath Das Goswami dug, which he found the tongue of Govardhan in. The Gopi Kupa. Radha Madhava ki jai. Jayadev Goswami worshipped the deities of Radha Madhava. This is Lord Chaitanya's sitting place on the banks of the Shamakund. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant here and appreciate Krishna's pastimes on the banks of the Shamakund. This is a tamal tree, right? Or is it? No, not tamal. This is a tal tree. A tal tree.
Tal fruit.
This tal fruit. Yeah, this is a tal tree like that grows in Taliban. Tal tree.
Interesting that in the mood of Radha, Mahaprabhu should be sitting on the bank of Shamakund.
Well, because Radharani and her associates, they swang the Shamakund. The interesting thing is that, the Radharani spent more time in Shamakund than she did in Radhakund. And Krishna spent more time in Radhakund than he did in Shamakund. Okay. Krishna's pastimes. Right now, we're in the area of Sripad Vallabhacharya, who is the head of the Pushti Marg. Pushti Marg means the nourishing marg or path. And he, of course, Vallabhacharya took initiation from Gadadhar Pandit Goswami, but formed his own branch and his own sampradaya, basically. But he's teaching basically the same thing. And so this is Vallabhacharya's temple. This temple is famous because there's the place of the dice pastimes where Radha and Krishna would gamble and play dice, and we're going to see that place in a second. But this tree is 5,000 years old. So this is the place where Radha and Krishna would play their dice games. Right here's the dice board. Yeah, you don't want to step on the dice board. So they would play dice and they would gamble. I mean, they would gamble things, not money, but like, I hate to say everything else, but anyway, kisses and things like that, embraces. And Krishna would cheat. Krishna is the biggest cheater. Don't ever gamble with Krishna, because he always wins. So this is the spot. Now, of course, this has been rebuilt. This is newer marble, obviously. But this is the spot where Radha and Krishna would play dice. Bhajan Kutir. And of course, this is a replica of the Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan. So Sanatana Goswami, of course, is the Acharya of Sambandha Gyan. The Sambandha means to understand one's relationship with the material world, one's relationship with Krishna, what the Jiva soul is, who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, and the presiding deity, of course, is Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan means the attractor of Cupid. That means by worshipping Sanatan Goswami and worshipping and Madan Mohan, we can become attracted away from Cupid and attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna. And of course, Krishna is also attracted by Srimati Radharani, therefore she is known as Madan Mohan Mohini. So that's Sanatan Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, and Madan Mohan is here.
সেখানে কি করে বেঁচেছি এমন দেহটাই বা কি করে পেলাম কোথায় না কোথায় চোখ দেখো কিভাবে মানুষ এমন জিনিস
This is Lord Nityananda's sitting place, where he sat by the Radha Kunda and chanted.
এইখানে আমরা আর এমন
Bhajan Kutir, Nityananda Prabhu.